if you don't know what our student ministry has been up to, we recently did this thing called the 30-hour famine, and I'm sure if you've been coming here for a couple weeks, you saw this giant, massive scale that we put the challenge before you all. Guys versus girls, your change for world change, who could bring the most change? You'll get to find out at the end of service to just keep the suspense going. But really just wanted to say thank you for playing your part in that. And I felt it was our kind of duty, since you contributed so much to our efforts, for us to be able to tell you a little bit about what we did. So I know this is Tina, and she's one of our seniors, and I forced her to do everything. And this is Luke, and he's our freshman rep. Do me proud, okay? Don't mess this up. This is a big moment for you, all right? And this is Micah Zenner. He's the hype man. You start, hype man. I know. I didn't even tell you this was going to be a question, but maybe maybe just between the three of you, give us an overview of what we did that weekend. So take the first 10 hours. Yep.
And that was pretty rough. And then we drove to Salt Lake, and then we went to a trampoline park. And that was super fun. Pretty much just wasted all of our energy for the entire weekend there. But,
Yeah, so then we went to the church after the trampoline park, and slept well after playing 2 rounds of some insanely intricate game. Then we woke up and went to the food shelter.
So yeah, we started that next day by going to a homeless shelter and serving there. Half our group was helping with just the food pantry and organizing that, and the other half was helping with making a meal and serving it to the lunch that they were putting on for the homeless people right then. And then after that, we just kind of hung out, played a little bit of mini golf, and then traveled back and broke the fast together around 6.
And so we had 18 of us total, and all of us made it the full 30 hours. Nobody got sick, and it was just an incredible weekend. So I got a couple questions for you. We'll just kind of go down and back and forth again, and you don't have to take too much time. But first question is, tell us a fun moment of the trip or a funny memory, something not too embarrassing about me. Would be great.
Honestly, all of it was fun, but one of, I think, just the funnest moments for me was when we were at the homeless shelter, and at least my group, I was with the group who was serving the food, and honestly, everyone there was having a blast serving the food. It was very humbling to serve it, but yet we were having a great time. We were just goofing off, but having a lot of fun doing it and laughing the whole time, so that was a ton of fun for me.
Well, there wasn't too many fun moments I could share. Okay, but I'll just start by saying, like, 5 hours into the trip, we stopped to use the bathroom in Heber, and there was, like, course food there, so we continue and go to the trampoline park, and there's, like, hot, fresh pizza around every corner, and then we go to the food shelter, and I swear I've never seen so much bread in one spot at the same time, so... And then after that, we went to the Put golf range, and there was a grill conveniently located right by the entrance, so we got to pass that twice.
So just a lot of fun. Yeah.
Well, of course, besides serving, which was the most fun part, the trampoline park was definitely the most fun for me. There was this obstacle course, and besides actually, attempting to do the stuff, I just jumped through the whole thing. And at the bottom, I didn't know it was wood, but I jumped onto it from a pretty high and far range, and it really hurt.
But nobody got hurt.
Not too severely. Yeah.
By far one of my funniest parts of the whole trip is we play this game called Sardines, and especially when we go to a church that we're not usually at, it's really fun because we all don't know what we're doing. So you keep the whole thing dark, and it's reverse hide and seek. One person hides, and you all try to find them. And so it's already like 10:30, and we play the first round, and I let Maddie hide, and she's just champing it up, and none of us found her for like an hour and a half, but it's midnight, and I'm like, okay, if I keep them up for just a little longer, they'll all fall asleep. And then I won't have to worry about anything. So I was like, okay, we need one more quick round. Who can I pick that's going to be easy to find? Tina, do you want to hide? And I let Tina hide. I'm like, Tina, you got a spot? And she's like, yeah, I got a spot. And so right away, she hides. We send everybody out, and moment of vulnerability. You're not supposed to use your flashlights, but me and Hagen just needed to know where Tina was so we could end the game. And we were using our phones, checked every room. An hour later, nobody had still found Tina. Hour and a half goes by. Finally, one person finds her. And she is under a storage shelf and pulled boxes around her, and all you can see are her knees. And she's asleep just in the corner. Doesn't have her cell phone and nothing. And we're like, Tina, where are you? And so that by far was one of the funniest moments. Oh yeah. So second question. Sorry. When did you see God during this trip?
So me and my friend Aiden, who is not here unfortunately, we got to help out in the kitchen, and there was this guy there named Mayo. Yeah, that's his name. His name's Mayo. He was probably one of the coolest people I've ever met. He grew up in Baltimore, which is if you don't know, it's a really, really, really dangerous city. And he grew up there, and he was in gangs by the time he was 11 years old. And he was shot 7 times by the time he was 15. He never graduated high school. He knows 5 languages. And somehow he ended up in Salt Lake. But the thing was, all he does is just dishes all day and storing food. And he was telling us that even though he's doing that, he's just doing dishes all day and helping out the local homeless people, he's still very happy because he knows that God saved him, and he's not with that anymore. He's not in gangs anymore, and he's helping out the God he loves. So that was probably the time I saw God the most in that trip.
I'd have to say I saw God the most when we went to the homeless shelter, and there was plenty of people that were just down and out and not having a good time in life because they didn't have enough to eat and they didn't have a home. And I saw God in the change program that this shelter had, and we met plenty of people that were in the program or finished with it. Like our tour guide, he was finished and he was serving there at the shelter. And it was just neat to see how these people turn their life around with God.
For me, I honestly saw God in all of my fellow youth group members. We were incredibly supportive throughout the whole trip. Obviously, being hungry and being tired, people can get annoying, like me. I'm annoying all the time in that trip. I'm always hungry. But we supported each other the whole time. And in that homeless shelter, I just saw all of them really having a huge love for the people there, having a huge heart for service, smiling the whole time, talking to them, getting to know them, and it was really great just to see God through all my fellow youth group members and see them just showing his light and his love.
Yeah. And so this homeless shelter we keep talking about is Rescue Mission SLC. Maybe you know about it. We went there 2 years ago. It's a long time ago. 2.5 years ago. And they're Christian-based. Every evening they have chapel. And they just have fill-in preachers, and they do a full hour service where they're hearing the Word of God. And the men, it's a completely shelter for men. If they want to come and just get a meal, they can do that. If they want a place to stay for a couple nights, they're pretty much supposed to go to chapel and hear the Word of God. But then they also have a recovery program. I think it was 40-week or 50-week program where if they want to be a part of it, if they actually want to change their life around, they can come. They have 56 rooms. They try to keep them booked. And what you do is you help out at the shelter and you study the Word of God. And the number one thing they always push first is your personal relationship with God. They're always pushing that. So the 5 or 6 or dozen or so guys we got to talk to, it was incredible to just see them talk about their own faith. When we first got there, we talked to the second in command guy, and his name was Bruce. And just to hear how he had been there, he was one of the guys that came in and just wanted a meal and didn't want anything else. And then he's been there for 5 years. And so he went through the recovery program, and then he took on a full-time position being there and serving there as a leader. And he kind of shared his story with us, and several of the other guys did. And it was just really impressive to see their faith. I think the last question was, why do we do the 30-hour famine? Like, what kind of impact does it have on God's kingdom?
So, by doing the 30-hour famine, we're obviously raising funds for it, raising awareness, and all those funds that we get to raise sends to World Vision, and they're just out throughout the world helping with impoverished people, helping with injustices, and so just by doing the 30-hour famine, we're giving support for them to continue their services. They're honestly just changing people's lives around the world. They're helping them out. They're showing them the love of Christ, and they're allowing them a chance to really live their life and, get to know Christ. And so just by doing that, we're supporting whatever World Vision is doing across the world.
It raises awareness for people that don't see us eating for 30 hours. And talking to you guys like this, it'll help raise awareness for world hunger and put an end to it.
Us just going and helping out for a few hours at a homeless shelter in Salt Lake just raises awareness for God's kingdom, and it just helps out God's kingdom because we're doing something about it. We're not just watching it happen. We're trying to put an end to hunger and world hunger.
Yeah, that's perfect. Hey, please, with as much noise as I'll take the mic. Not much noise as you can. Give these students and all the other students just a big round of applause. Thanks. They, whether your parents are involved in these or know these guys or some of the others or not, you should be proud, church, because you have teenagers who are honestly doing more than I ever did when I was their age. So I'm impressed all the time to see them. We're going to go into a time of worship, and so if the worship team wants to come back, we're going to sing a couple more songs. But real quick, I just wanted to reiterate on what they said. If you have one of those blue prayer cards, Scott's now collecting those if you didn't get it in the offering bag. Why do we do the 30-hour famine when it seems like such a big problem, world hunger, and we can barely put a dent in it? Because we can put a dent in it, and we can make a positive impact in God's kingdom. They should honestly be so much more arrogant than they are. I can't believe they're that humble because I really push those students to do big things. I think it was a Sunday night. It was 2 weeks before we left. We played a game, and I packed them up and sent them in a van and took them over to a neighborhood and said, okay, go door to door, ask for donations to end world hunger. And I really didn't get any complaints. We broke up into 4 or 5 teams, and I think we had 21 students that night, and in 30 minutes raised $300 from strangers. And yeah. And like I said, the goal every year is we send the first 1,000 away to World Vision, and now within 3 years of doing it, the first year we sent $1,750, we sent 1,000 last year, and we're going to send another 1,000 this year, and that's almost $4,000 to go against world hunger. It's $40 a month for a kid. So when you consider that's 90 meals, $40 a month, that's 9,000 meals we've been able to provide as a church, as all of us. So big, huge round of applause for you guys for being a part of that.